Rev up your engines! Okay, today we got a 2008 GMC Envoy. He's getting a problem saying StabiliTrak system has a problem. We're going to check it out. And we'll give you a general overview of, do you want to buy one of these things? They don't make them anymore. Is it because they were all garbage? Or were there other reasons? You're going to find out. No, they made them for about 11 years in the United States. This one was made in Ohio. And the main reason they got rid of them was because of bad sales. They didn't sell enough. The straight six-cylinder 4200 engine is an excellent engine. They only made it for like 7 years. And I've seen some of these suckers still going at 250,000 miles. This particular one's only got 80-something thousand. It was purchased from an old man who was 82 and he couldn't drive anymore. Doesn't burn oil. It's a decent engine. Now, of course, this engine's got good power. It's like 285 horsepower, but this particular one averages 13.1 miles per gallon combined mileage. And of course, that stinks today. Now, as you can see under the front, there's the drive shaft. It's four-wheel drive, front and rear. Now, you combine the fact that it's four-wheel drive, it's got a reasonably powerful six-cylinder engine. It only has a four-speed transmission. Now, they're pretty dependable. It's just that kind of gas mileage isn't going to pass with the federal government anymore, getting that poor gas mileage. And that's the main reason that they really don't make these anymore. They make the Envoys, and they also don't make the six-cylinder engine. It's been really dependable for him. Hey, he bought it from an 82-year-old guy who can't drive anymore. So it didn't have anything beat out of it, and the guy obviously took care of the thing. And when you consider what you're going to pay for one of these versus a new SUV, you're going to start looking for old man's cars a lot quicker. You could save a lot of money if I went in decent shape like this. Even the wheels are in good shape. Of course, it's a Tennessee car, so it doesn't have any rust. But he's got a problem with his StabiliTrak system. Comes on and off at random times. So, the old fancy scan tool here. We turn the key on. Yes, I like it. It has a key. It's not keyless, so the idiot lights are on. And we'll put the computer on. Standalone diagnosis. Oh, it's a 2008 light-duty GMC. Now, as we're waiting, hey, the leather's still in good shape. Front and back. Hey, it was an old man. Who's he going to be carrying around, right? It's got a little sunroof on it. You can see here, everything's adjustable. You can go two-wheel drive, automatic, four-wheel high, four-wheel low. You can see it's got a lot of codes. 31. Well, to use GM products, what do you expect? He wants to know about why it's getting the light coming on saying service StabiliTrak. Now, this whole thing is 2008. The StabiliTrak is to make you go stable down the road, especially at low speeds, so it can mess with the brakes, the acceleration, so you don't lose control. It's an older system. All kinds of information here is going to blow you away, right? But do we really care about the radio modules? No, he didn't care about that. What he wants to know is, why is the StabiliTrak coming on? So we are going to start right here. Electronic brake control module. And here's the problems. ABS traction control system pressure circuit malfunction. Lost communication with the ECM. Lost communications with the transfer case. See here, the last test passed, but in the past, it didn't. These are history codes, right? And when did it lose communication? Now, the data showed that it happened at low speed. The vehicle was only going 5 miles an hour. Now, we can test a few things with these. It's a nice machine, right? Well, let's go to the ABS motor. Cold day, so it might take a little while. The ABS motor is now turned off. So let's turn it on. You can hear it pumping. So the motor's working. That's not a bad motor, or the wiring go to the motor because it turned on. Now, to show you how complex the system is, look at all the stuff you can mess with. It's insane. Relays, dump valves, isolation valves. And right now you can see we got bad data. It says the left row wheel speed is 3 kilometers an hour. Well, guess what? We're not moving. That should be 0, and it isn't. Power up. Move this because I stuck it on the steering wheel. Now, of course, as we drive, the wheel speed should change. And you can see it is. It's going up, 21, 23. Let's come to a stop again. And it's stuck at 3. We are not going 3, we are going 0. Something that's controlling this is giving it wrong data. It's showing that the stability system is enabled, it's turned on. It's not active yet because we're not driving and slamming on the brakes, and says all the traction control stuff is active, but it's got wrong data. Now, here's the problem. It's a very complex system, right? Well, if they're reading 3, but you're not moving. You either have a problem with the wheel speed sensors, the wiring going to them, or a faulty ABS module or a related control module. In this case, I'm thinking it's the ABS module, because you're not going to get all 4 sensors brake saying 3 miles an hour at the same time, right? We'll go back to trouble codes. There's a circuit malfunction. It's probably the circuit in the ABS module. Now, replacing the ABS module on this baby, yeah, last time I did it was like a $1,200 job. He likes driving around. He hasn't had any particular problems with it, and I'm sure he's not going to go for having purchased this thing used and putting that kind of money into something that only once in a while the light comes on and says service StabiliTrak. Now, I know it can't be bad sensors, because as we drove down the road, the sensors would come up. When we were going 20, they all said 20. With 21, they all said 21. So they're showing, but they go down and they stop at 3. That, to me, says there's something wrong with the computer control system of the thing. That the ABS module itself has gone bad. I see them go bad all the time. And since it's a fail-safe system, the car still runs perfectly fine. The only commonality that's going on here is they're all lost communications, and sometimes they lost communication with the body control module, sometimes with the main computer, the ECM, the electronic control module, and these are all tied into the ABS control module. Next, let's look at the body control module. It's got a bunch of codes. We'll read them. Data link, high, low, lost communications with ECM, lost communications with BCM. Nothing that we can do an active test on that has to do with traction control. This is our windows, horns, and stuff. So let's check special functions instead. We'll escape and we'll do special functions. The only special function is to set it up if you replace the BCM. So the BCM will mesh with the ECM, so that's going to help us. The horn, the lights, the windows, the doors, all those things are working. And when we physically activate these things, everything works like it's supposed to. So when we activate them with my machine, they work, showing that the devices themselves work. But realize the ABS module is what activates these things when you're normally driving. And if the module itself is going bad, it doesn't activate the stuff. We can see that the stuff actually works by activating with this. So we know those solenoids can open and close, the pump can pump, but they're not being told to be activated. And the data on the wheel speed sensors is stuck at 3, so it's giving wrong data. The ABS module. Take it for a road test, and we'll see if they come back. Just realize this is an intermittent problem. Sometimes it occurs, sometimes it doesn't. The only code that won't erase is the body control code, so let's see which one it won't leave. Your compartment dimming circuit. Well, we really don't care about that, right? A road test, backup camera could use some cleaning. It's kind of wet and dirty, but you can see. Smooth idle, you can see. He got it from an old man, so even though it's older, it's only got 88,000 miles on it. So away we go. See how it shifts? It's only a 4-speed. Very smooth shift in the second gear. Gotta say, this thing's in excellent shape. You're high enough up in the ground, you feel safe. And if you want to drive crazy, you can put it in 4-wheel drive. I'm not going to be driving that crazy today, so we'll just leave it in 2-wheel drive. He said anyways, it doesn't matter if it's in 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive. The StabiliTrak light may come on at any strange time. So he's added this cool stuff on. He added when you put the turn signals on, you get a camera light. Watch, we'll put the right turn signal on. And see, now you can see the right side. So you don't smash into those garbage cans, I guess. Me, I spend too much time looking at the screen, not driving. I don't like something like that myself. Now here we go. Look, vultures! The vultures are coming. Alrighty. Still no StabiliTrak. It's not acting up for me yet. Like I say, these things, it's a straight 6. It's a relatively powerful engine. There's nobody behind us, so we can stop. We'll give it a little gas. Not racing, but it's got plenty of pickup, smooth shifting. Still no StabiliTrak. That's not coming on yet. And like we're going 40, you want to pass somebody forward. It's got plenty of pickup. It's just a straight 6, no turbo or anything. It's still an excellent vehicle. Obviously the traction control is still working because it didn't do burnouts. It didn't slip on the wet, rainy road, so it's working right now. But when that light comes on that says service StabiliTrak, it's telling you it's not working at that particular period in time. But all in all, I can see why he bought this thing. Still runs like a top. With 88,000 miles on it, I've seen these things with 250. And that 6-cylinder engine was still running strong. Yeah, it's a gas hog. 13.1 miles a gallon isn't too hot for gas mileage. But really, That's not what these things are made for. Comfortable, up in the air, you feel safe. It's got 4-wheel drive if you need it. Oh, we'll head on back. Light still didn't come on for service stability track. Hey, like I say, these older systems, they weren't that hot to begin with. And as they age, the number one problem is the ABS module assembly just starts to wear out. And in this case, obviously, it's shorting out just kind of randomly. So sometimes it'll only happen once a month, maybe not even that. Here we are back where we started from, and to see if anything popped up. We'll run it over again, and we will do a scan and see what comes up. So far, it's only got the one BCM code, and it'll be probably the same one, because it wouldn't erase the one about the dimmer. All those codes, now there's only 3 left. We knew the BCM one was going to stay, because that would not erase, so we'll look at the trouble code. It'll be the same one. Watch. Passenger compartment dimming circuit, so we don't care about that. What we want to see is what ones popped up, okay? Up popped, digital radio receiver. Okay, he's already modified that thing, so we don't even care about that. And the other one that erased and came back, seat audio, speakers back there, who cares? Well, it's such an intermittent problem, it hasn't tripped any of those other communication codes, so basically, the ABS brake module is starting to break down very lightly. But this one is just starting to act up. It only does it once in a blue moon. And you'd be out of your mind to go through all that trouble for something that really, once in a blue moon, it comes up. I've had many people drive them years this way. It's something that most guys are just going to say, I'll live with that stupid thing because, hey, that's just too much money to spend on something that reverts to normal non-ABS braking when it does go out. And since this one is really only putting that stupid light on, and it doesn't even trip that the ABS system isn't working right, it just has that stupid warning that when you start to get computer systems like that starting to act up, my advice is leave them alone until they do it all the time. If this thing starts doing it all the time, he can bring it back. Then I can do some more testing when it's doing it all the time. I road tested the heck out of it. And hey, none of the codes came back and it didn't activate the light at all on the dash. So, you know, something like that, you often live with. Because all in all, for a 17-year-old vehicle, it still runs pretty good. Yeah, it's a gas hog, but it shifts good, it runs good. Hey. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.